Isaiah chapter 6, page 418 in the scriptures. In that year, the king Uzziah died. I saw Yahweh, the Lord our God, sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the Hekal, the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, set apart, holy, holy, holy is Yahweh of hosts. All the earth is filled with his glory. Holy meaning set apart. And all the earth is filled with his glory. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. This is a vision that Isaiah is having. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. Smoke represents the prayers, the petitions of the people going up to the Father. And I said, woe to me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, Yahweh of hosts. And one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a live coal, which he had taken with tongs from the slaughter place. And he touched my mouth with it and said, see, this has touched your lips. Your crookedness is taken away, and your sin, your lawlessness, your transgression, 1 John 3, verse 4, is covered. So this live coal from the slaughter place where atoning sacrifices are made. This burning coal representing atoning sacrifices by which Isaiah is made clean. His lips are made clean so that he can speak, so that he can prophesy. This is part of the Yitro Torah portion, by the way. And he touched my mouth with it and said, see, this has touched your lips, and your crookedness is taken away, and your sin is covered. And I heard the voice of Yahweh saying, whom do I send? And who would go for us? And I said, here I am, send me. Got a brother that's got that tattooed on his arms. Here I am, send me. And he said, go. You cannot ask the Father to send you and then stand by when he says, go. And he, the Father, Yahweh or Elohim, the Lord of hosts, said, go. And you shall say to this people, hearing you hear, but do not understand, and seeing you see, but do not know. Make the heart of this people fat and their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and shall turn and be healed. Then I said, Yahweh, until when? How long am I supposed to do this, Father? And he answered, until the cities are laid waste and without inhabitant, and the houses are without a man, and the land is laid a waste in ruin. And Yahweh has removed far from men, and the forsaken places be many in the midst of the land. Still there is a 10th part in it. Still 10% remains, and it shall be for a burning like a terebinth tree and like an oak whose stump remains when it is cut down. The set apart seed is its stump, is its remnant. The set apart, the holy seed, the remnant. How long shall I prophesy with this clean mouth that is made clean by the coals of the burning altar of sacrifice? How long shall I prophesy? When you send me, how long shall I go? Until it's all destroyed, until the cities are laid waste and without inhabitant, and the houses have no one dwelling in it, and the land is laid waste and ruined, until a remnant remains, you shall prophesy. Chapter 7. And it came to be in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, king of Aram, and Pekah, son of Ramaliahu, the king of Israel, went up to Jerusalem to fight against it, but could not prevail. Hopefully you remember these names from when we were doing 1 Kings, 2 Kings. And it was reported to the house of David, saying, Aram has set up camp in Ephraim, the house of David, Jerusalem, Judah. Aram has set up camp in Ephraim. Rezin, king of Aram, the Arameans. And his heart and the heart of his people were moved as the trees of the forest are moved with the wind. And Yahweh said to Yeshayahu, to Isaiah, the Lord God said to Isaiah, go out now to meet Ahaz, you and Shear-Yashub, your son, at the end of the channel of the upper pool, on the highway of the launderer's field. And say to him, take heed and be calm. Do not fear or be faint-hearted for these two stubs of smoking firebrands, for the fierce displeasure of Retzin and Aram and the son of Remaliahu. Because Aram, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliahu have plotted evil against you, saying, let us go up against Judah and tear it apart and break it open for ourselves and set a king over them, the son of Tebael. Thus said Master Yahweh, it is not going to stand, nor shall it take place. All that to say, in the days of Ahaz, Retzin, the king of Aram, the Arameans, decides that he's going to pilfer Judah, the house of Judah. He's going to pilfer, with the help of the king of Israel, pilfer Judah. And Yah says to Isaiah, go over there and meet him and say, nope. Thus said the Master Yahweh, it is not going to stand, nor shall it take place. For the head of Aram is Damasek, and the head of Damasek is Retzin. And within 65 years, Ephraim is to be broken as a people. The lost tribes, the 10 tribes scattered to the winds, the diaspora, the dispersion. And the head of Ephraim is Shomeron, the false city of worship, Samaria. That's why the Samaritan woman, the woman at the well, the good Samaritan, all these parables that Yeshua, Jesus, talks about with Samaritans. It's the same place, Shomeron, Samaria, same place. That's why he says, Yeshua says, I come first, but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. These people who are in false worship, who used to be part of the family, but have fallen away. I want to bring them back into the family. And the head of Ephraim is Shomeron, and the head of Shomeron is the son of Remaliahu. If you do not believe, you are not steadfast. And Yahweh spoke again to Ahaz, saying, ask a sign for yourself from Yahweh, your Elohim. Make deep the request or make it high. But Ahaz said, I do not ask nor try Yahweh. That's right. Do not try Yahweh, your Elohim. And he said, hear now, O house of David. Is it not enough that you weary men, that you also weary my Elohim? Therefore Yahweh himself gives you a sign. Look, the Alma, a virgin, conceives and gives birth to a son, and his name, Emmanuel. Yeshua, anybody? Emmanuel, Yah dwells with us. He eats curds and honey when he knows to refuse evil and choose the good. For before the child knows to refuse evil and choose the good, the land that you dread is to be forsaken by both of her kings. Yahweh brings on you and your people and your father's house days that have not come since the day that Ephraim turned away from Judah, the king of Ashur. Isaiah is prophesying here about Yeshua. Look, therefore, Yahweh himself gives you a sign. Look, the Alma, the maiden, the virgin, conceives and gives birth to a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. But in the meantime, in between now, when this is happening, and then, oh, dude, it's going to get bad. It's going to be worse than when Judah first split from the house of Israel. Then we go to the two-house system of Israel and Judah. And it shall be in that day that Yahweh whistles for the fly that is in the farthest part of the rivers of Mitzrayim, and for the bee that is in the land of Ashur. And they shall come, and all of them shall rest in the steep ravines, and in the clefts of the rock, and in all the weeds, and in all the pastures. In that day Yahweh shall shave with a razor hired beyond the river, with the king of Ashur, the head and the hairs of the legs, and also remove the beard. Put you to shame, essentially is what they're saying here. And it shall be in that day that a man keeps alive a young cow and 2 sheep. It shall be that he shall eat curds because of the plenty of milk that he gets, for everyone left in the land shall eat curds. It shall be in that day every place where there were 1,000 vines worth 1,000 shekels of silver, let it be for thorn bushes and weeds. You eat curds. See, a young cow and 2 sheep, that's not much of a flock. You eat the curds because you can't afford to kill the cow to eat the meat. you'll have very little. And it shall be that he shall eat curds because of the plenty of milk that he gets. For everyone left in the land shall eat curds, and it shall be in that day, every place where there were 1,000 vines, worth 1,000 shekels of silver, let it be for thorn bushes and weeds. With arrows and bows one shall go there, because all the land shall be thorn bushes and weeds. And to all the hills which were tilled with the hoe, you do not go for fear of thorn bushes and weeds, but it shall be for sending oxen to, and a place for sheep to roam. In other words, the largesse that you knew is going to get even worse as time progresses, until the Father sends Yeshua to redeem them. I come first, but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. How long shall I prophesy? Here I am, send me. Go. Until when? Yahweh, until when? And he answered, until the cities are laid waste and without inhabitant, and the houses are without a man, and the land is laid waste, a ruin. And Yahweh has removed men far away, and the forsaken places be many in the midst of the land. But still, there's a 10th part in it, a remnant. And it shall again be for a burning, like a terebinth tree, like an oak, whose stump remains when it is cut down. The set-apart seed is its stump. We're the remnant. Bless y'all. Shalom.